evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mark O'Brien, and welcome to another edition of WWF. This week's top news. Nuclear tensions rise, even the independent Republic of Texas has increased nuclear arsenal in the United States. Two of the 7 North American countries have already declared their support for one of the sides. Fiji officially entered the climate change emergency state, giving its remaining citizens 1 year notice before the country submerges and completely dies. The first lunar soccer game will take place Wednesday. The match will be played by the French and English national teams in an artificially controlled stadium built by the Renzi company. And a genetically modified organism developed by Exty doctorates to render the Martian atmosphere breathable. This is worldwide news, powered by Lunar. A group of 12 scientists have genetically modified cyanobacteria, the top of algae, to convert Martian atmosphere from carbon dioxide into oxygen. This officially marks the start of the fourth and last phase of terraformation. It was almost 200 years ago that humanity began colonizing Mars. It was a barren land, without a magnetosphere, 1% of Earth's atmospheric pressure, and freezing temperatures. Today, after the establishment of the Course 3 magnetic satellite, the melting of both polar caps, and the reintroduction of running surface water, the previously red planet has taken an Earth-like appearance. The only thing currently preventing a father from playing catch with his son on Martian soil without equipment is the 99% CO2 atmospheric content, extremely deadly to humans. Carbon dioxide needs to drop below 1%, with oxygen and nitrogen comprising the majority of atmospheric content. Engineers are already constantly and cheaply circulating nitrogen into the air, but have not yet found a way to do the same with oxygen. 4 years ago, a group of researchers from the Exty University in Switzerland modeled and teached a genetically modified organism that would be able to withstand Martian harsh environments while surviving on photosynthesis, thus removing CO2 from the atmosphere and inserting oxygen back. A private company approved of the idea and funded the research and the organism, which was later named Robinson, in honor of the 20th century writer that envisioned the Martian terraformation process. Last week, the organism completed its final test, proving that it is indeed capable of getting the job done. In here to talk with us about the organism is biologist Nate Harmon from the Mojica Institute of Genetic Research. Good evening, Nate. How are you doing?
Hey Mark, Chris. Great. Glad to be here.
It's an honor to have you. I understand that Robinson was adapted from an algae. What can you tell us about its properties and why there was the need for genetic modification?
You're absolutely right. Cyanobacteria does photosynthesis, removing carbon dioxide from the air and reintroducing it as oxygen. They are able to survive in carbon dioxide-only environments, which is definitely the case for Mars, not to mention the fact that they spread like wildfire. All in all, they were a very good contender for stage 4 of terraformation. Nevertheless, there were some issues with cyanobacteria. For starters, Martian temperature isn't quite as high as it should be, and the bacteria can't efficiently reproduce below 293 Kelvin. Also, the oxidation process, while relatively fast, is definitely not fast enough for the timescales we're working with. If hatched on device, cyanobacteria will probably take a couple thousand years to convert the whole Martian atmosphere. Unfortunately, humanity will probably be dead before that. So the group had to account for the time factor and add a couple of genes that sped up the oxidation process.
And the team tackled this problem by genetically enhancing the cyanobacteria, thus creating Robinson, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. They inserted new genes for each problem, and now Robinson is able to work like a charm, transforming the Martian atmosphere into what we desire.
It seems very promising. Thank you very much for joining us, Nate. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me.
Directly from the Blue Origin moon base to talk with us about the geopolitical implications of Robinson is foreign relations expert Haley Brown. Haley, are countries adhering to this? Is the GMO in any way going to affect how the American war turns out?
Greetings from the moon, WWN. Robinson is already being mass-produced down there on Earth and getting ready to be shipped out. Blue Origin has already assembled a crew of biologists that will monitor and assist Robinson's growth. They are currently undergoing some field training here on the moon base. There hasn't been any major scientific concerns regarding the organism. A lot of experiments were conducted, so the scientific community is positive that it will work. Nevertheless, there are some concerns with how countries might react to the fact that a private company is directing the advances in terraformation, so there might be some pressure on Switzerland to pass restrictions. Also, if humans have a second home detached from Earth, nations might be less prone to try and save our home planet from dying, possibly reducing the climate change fight and alleviating the nuclear non-proliferation efforts.
Let's hope it all works out, Haley. Thanks for coming. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The final stretch towards making Mars our second home is underway. Thank you very much for watching this edition of WWF. See you next time.